Dr. Klein joins us, and we are going to talk about our immune system today.
Well, congratulations. Today's the day that we're going to try to keep you alive for a few decades longer.
That'll work.
Okay, now what is it about the immune system? It's one of the most complicated yet poorly understood systems in our body. One of the first things we're taught about is the heart. We're taught about the liver, sort of. We're taught about the adrenal glands, kind of. We're taught about the brain, increasingly. But one of those things that we don't really spend a great deal of time on is the immune system. Now, why is this? You would think, okay, that the immune system would be the first thing you would discuss because it's the one thing, it's the one system that you've got that keeps you alive on a day-to-day basis and without which you would be dead very, very shortly. What is it about the immune system? It's that it's very, very sensitive to what you eat. It's sensitive to what you think. It's sensitive to what you do, and it's sensitive to your surroundings. It's sensitive to infection, but it's the one thing that keeps you alive and keeps you cancer-free. Now, we generate cancer cells on a daily basis. Here in Florida, you're out in the sun. You don't think that you're generating skin cancers on a daily basis. You're sadly mistaken. They occur on a regular basis in the liver, lungs, kidney, and elsewhere. But your immune system is geared to look for certain proteins in those cells. And when they're absent or if they're present in an altered state, your body sees it as a foreign invader and it attacks it. It kills the cancer cells that are created. You know, grilled steak. You eat too many grilled steaks, you're going to develop certain types of liver cancer. Your body ramps up, but the immune system takes care of it. So how do we look at this? Okay, well, you can damage your immune system easily enough. The most common way to damage your immune system is through a mineral deficiency. Why is this? And how is this? And why would I say such a thing? Well, there's probably nobody listening right now that hasn't heard the following. When you come down with a cold, go get some zinc. Get zinc lozenges. You don't hear so much about zinc spray anymore because it costs people their ability to smell, but those zinc lozenges, they're still out there. You feeling bad, go get some zinc. Why is that? Because zinc deficiency leads to immune system deficiency. That leads to illness. Now, that's very clever, okay, but it's not real smart. Okay, if you're zinc deficient along with 30 to 35% of the population, don't you think for a moment that it might be a better idea to properly take the zinc before you got sick? Oh, okay. Now, does that mean you have to go out and buy the expensive airborne products and so on and so forth? The answer is no. Zinc is very, very inexpensive, but you never take it alone. You take zinc with selenium. Why do you want to do that? Because of thyroid function. Now, let's look at the immune system for a second. When you get sick, okay, something happens, okay? You get a sore throat. I have strep throat. I've got this. I've got pneumonia. The body reacts in a very predictable way. You develop a fever. Now, as we get older, okay, your body's ability to increase temperature diminishes. This largely has to do with the fact that we develop something called euthyroid sick, which is hypothyroidism in the absence of chemical findings. Temperature drops, your ability to get a fever diminishes, and you start getting sicker far more frequently. Zinc and selenium are necessary for thyroid function. So if you take zinc by itself without the selenium, A, you're not doing any good, but it can cause issues in the thyroid itself. So typically I co-prescribe the two together. Now, why does your body kick up a fever when you have an infection? Because the immune system works best at a temperature of 101. Your muscle and nerve do not. They operate at a much lower temperature. So your body will say, okay, the muscles are going to take a hit. That's why they ache when you get the flu. Okay, this is the way it goes. But the temperature has to go up in order for you to more adequately fight the infection. So you have to have these minerals in order for this to occur. Zinc and selenium. Dosage there, 30 to 50 milligrams of zinc gluconate, selenium, 180 to 200 micrograms of selenium. That's the way that these things work. But what other micronutrients are necessary for the immune system to operate? Magnesium. Now, why magnesium? In order for the production of these white cells, your body has to have enough magnesium, manganese. It has to have enough boron, oddly enough, in order for the marrow to start working and do what it needs to do. If you're deficient in any one of these, oddly enough, your immune system, the humoral protection that you've got, starts to fail. So the immune system has to be fed. This machine needs to be allowed to operate. In order to do this, you need to take The chelated minerals, you need to take them in the appropriate amounts and in the appropriate ratios in order to do this safely, effectively, and before you develop something really, really nasty. What else trashes the immune system? Things that you can do, things that you can take and prevent this. My favorite one of all these sorts of things would involve something called essential carbohydrates. Now, this goes back hundreds of years. People talk about the use of honey to treat certain types of upper respiratory tract infections, allergies, so on and so forth. What is in honey that would possibly do this? And they'll look at bee pollen. They could look at bee feces for all I care about. But it's actually the essential carbohydrates that make the difference. Now, what do these essential carbohydrates do? These are sugars that the body cannot produce by itself. That means you have to go outside into your food to get them. It may well be the reason why many of these quote-unquote superfoods are good for you. The essential carbohydrates are necessary for immune system function. Galactose may be the most important one of the bunch, present in large amounts in honey. These are the sorts of things that you need. How does it work for the immune system? Your body can detect problems through these receptors on the cell membranes. They talk to each other using these essential carbohydrates. When they're not there, guess what? Okay, the body detects a foreign agent. Autoimmune disorders can ensue. It's a real issue. Then it starts getting back into some of the more interesting, more arcane issues with regards to nutrition. Lectin is something that you're not going to hear very much about right now. Okay, you're going to hear a whole lot more about lectins in the next 10 years. It's going to go through the same sort of awareness phase that vitamin D did. 15 years ago, your family doc would have told you, you get enough vitamin D because you live in Florida. Well, it turns out that every darn one of those folks was wrong. Not wrong, but real wrong. That's kind of why. What is it about vitamin D? Vitamin D is not a vitamin. Vitamin D is a hormone. Every cell in your body has vitamin D receptors. Okay? It's not one of these toxic agents. Well, if you take too much vitamin D, your liver's going to turn green. Your eyes are going to turn orange. No, there's no toxicity to vitamin D. It's the way that it goes. Vitamin D is not a vitamin. It's a hormone. It modulates the immune system. Go lay out in the sun. It'll help your sore throat get better. Your mom probably taught you that. Okay, well, guess what? It also causes skin cancer. So what I tell my patients is to stay inside, okay, but take your vitamin D. How much do you take? 5,000 IUs a day. 15 years ago, we were taught 400 units was the safe dosage. Now they're giving 50,000 as a single dosage. I'd say that somewhere along the line, the docs might well have been wrong about this because way too many people, doctors included, make assumptions. What else can you do to screw your immune system up? How about sleep? Okay, get to bed early, get a good night's rest, you'll wake up feeling better. And I was taught that by my mom. My mom was the best doctor I ever met. Okay, she never did a day's worth of medical school, but she really understood how to observe. One of the things about sleep, okay, is that your immune system works best at night. It works best while you're racked out. It works best while you are comatose, basically. What happens here is your body kicks out growth hormone with every REM cycle that you go through. This seems to be very important for the immune system. So you've got to get out there, you've got to get some sleep, you've got to get plenty of liquid so that you can pee properly and so on and so forth. But by all means, if you do nothing else, get your minerals on board so your immune system can do its job.
How do we know if our immune system is letting us down?
How often do you get sick?
Okay. There we go.
Well, let's figure this thing out. Well, I never get a cold. Ask your spouse, okay? How often are you coming down with a cough? How often do you come down with a cold? How much difficulty are you having with regards to diarrhea, irritable bowel, so on and so forth? You need to sometimes ask a dispassionate or a passionate third party in order to figure out what your needs are. The very least, okay, and what you do not want to do, and you don't want to suffer this mistake, and this is a mistake, and that's not preemptively taking care of your immune system and then ending up with some type of neoplasm that may otherwise have preventable.
Stages of life, all right? You need more information? SufferNoMore.com, SufferNoMore.com. And don't forget about the great new program, StagesOfLifeVitamins.com, StagesOfLifeVitamins.com. You'll get your nutraceuticals to you direct shipping, and they come at the right time so you don't run out. Here's more contact information.
Our phone number is 407-679-3337, and our website is stagesoflife.net. We're located in Longwood at 1917 Booth Circle. That's right off of I-4 and 434. And let's see, our office hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5. The health store that Rob mentioned with all of our nutraceuticals is open during those office hours, but we're also on the web, as I said, at stagesoflife.net, and you can purchase your nutraceuticals at your leisure, and we will ship them to you. We will